This is a Bramble Jam podcast. Red alert, red alert. I'm Bran and I love Hallmark road trip movies. Woo, woo.
I'm Panda and I like Hallmark road trip movies.
Liar.
Good morrow. I am Daneth, and I despiseth Hallmark Renaissance fair movies.
Hi, I'm Brian, and I'm just a simple double-decker from a small town, and I'm on the greatest podcast in the entire world.
And this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Wow, wow,
Oh my
wow.
goodness. We have our own little kind of like dream foundation where
Yes.
we make dreams come true.
Oh
That's
my
right.
gosh.
And this
I
was
haven't heard
first
about
on the
this.
list.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brian.
Brian Harold. is
Double
with us.
decker for years now.
Right?
Years.
Couple
Literally
years, yeah. And it'll be my second season. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, amazing.
But then before then, you sent us like some music showdown, didn't you? Isn't that how we first met you?
It was a
Brian?
poll. It was a bracket of Christmas songs.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
That's right. I weaseled my way in with the Christmas music, and
Yeah.
it's hard to push me out once I get in.
That's right.
Yeah.
All valid.
Everyone in the double decker chat is wondering what's happening right
Now
now.
there's a few things here. Obviously, Brian is here to let everybody know about. I don't know. This is the only thing that I got from Brian was big news. Got to tell the world. Gimme, gimme, gimme. That was the text.
Just
There
come
were
on.
three gimmies.
There's three gimmies. Gimme, gimme, gimme.
Yeah.
Brian, what do you got for
Yeah,
everybody?
so, the thing I really want to spread the news about is, as a Bramble Jam Plus subscriber, for those who are and those who are considering it, you would think they make you believe that all access is the highest tier. But there is a secret menu, and I am proof of this secret menu.
That's right. Yeah, there's a little bit.
We actually
didn't
go
wanna-
to everybody's house that signs up. We give them an iPad.
That's right.
Yep,
We
that's
say,
true.
look at the secret menu. And that's what Brian did. Brian finally.
He picked the
It's
Pink
an a la
Mermaid.
carte,
It's
yeah.
Pink Mermaid.
It's Pink
Pink Mermaid.
Mermaid,
Yeah, you
which
get to
gets
host
you
a show with us,
which is a pretty
apparently.
big deal. A few things that we have to get to really
We
quickly.
don't have a choice.
We
There's
don't have
no
a
way around
choice.
it.
There's a few things we got to get to really quick, and I like. We don't have time for Seven Brew. As much as I'd love to talk about
Yeah,
Seven
no,
Brew
you
and how
We
we went there.
live. If you
and
were
we
on
went
the Facebook
live, yeah.
group, you'd have seen the video.
That's
It
exactly
was
right.
delightful.
As if you need another reason to go to BrambleJamPlus.com, it was one heck of a trip to
It
Seven
was a one heck of a trip.
We got this from Tracy Perry.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing My Pants stickers. Just the cutest little things.
Cutest little
Just
buggers.
look at this.
those
Look at this.
things,
Yeah,
man.
let me see if I can go to this.
Put
All
it
right.
on camera one.
Yeah.
Oh,
What
dadgummit.
is happening?
Whoa!
I am just over here. Are we in
Eh.
an
Was
80s
that
music
Eve's video? Like-
Hello?
Are you guys ready?
Oh.
Guys,
is
the
playing
people
with
that are on the
audio.
audio are
Rape
just,
sequence.
it's just a tiny little pants, but it's my pants and it's pants with eyes. And it says my pants with 4 exclamation points, which was an interesting choice. And I love these stickers. I got a handful of them. You got a handful of them.
Yeah.
And Dan got a
Yeah.
handful of them. Very
True.
excited about that. Also, Erin Shea could not be more excited about this. She sent me, I'm always talking about cotton candy juice, trying to get Andrew
always.
Walker to get this.
Yeah.
She sent me What the Fluff. It's cotton candy coffee.
Wow.
Cotton candy coffee. Give this a sniff, Panda.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah, right there.
Oh,
Feel that
Right?
sweetness on the back end? Yeah.
On the back.
Oh,
Yeah.
What, dude? It is. I can't wait to try it out. This is another reason, as if we need more reasons to sign up for Brown Gym Plus. Tomorrow morning, by tomorrow morning, I mean Monday morning. So yesterday morning.
Yesterday morning.
I am going live and I'm going to be trying.
and you're going to be bringing me a cup of it, right?
Interesting.
Yes.
Well, we'll see. How about
He is-
you?
Yes.
Yes.
You
I'm
want
in.
me to roast the coffee?
That's
Yes.
You're on
Put in
board.
a nice thermal mug.
Like a carafe of some sort. Something that would keep it
But you
warm.
don't even like black coffee.
I love black coffee. That's
You don't
right.
even like black coffee.
I like black coffee.
All right,
Wait a
fine.
minute.
I guess we're doing this.
We all like black coffee?
Wait.
You?
What?
You? What? We all?
Hey.
What?
So I'll go back to one and then I will bring this to school tomorrow
Cool.
at same time.
Oh, yeah, as you would.
Okay. And then we will try this together. I'm very excited about that. And last but not least, if you need another reason to sign up for Brown Gym Plus, Bramblefest is happening, everybody.
Yes,
and the only way you can get tickets right now until Friday is by signing up for Bramble Jam Plus.
And even if you sign up for Bramble Jam Plus, you'd still save money.
That's exactly right.
On the Bramblefest ticket because
That's exactly
the
right.
discount code is higher than the monthly fee.
That's
Hey,
exactly
it's saving
right.
me a ton to go.
Saving you a ton.
Yeah, we're going to charge you under half this year, which is crazy.
Which is crazy. I wish we had this deal last year.
That's
I
right.
would
It
have been
hurt.
able to.
It stung last year.
It was tough.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of Christmas presents under the tree. For
There was
the
not.
little Panda.
I actually
It
we
was
went
just-
without food for a little
It
bit.
was
Yeah,
just
it's fine.
pictures of you at Bramblefest.
That's right.
And Lily was thrilled.
Yeah,
My
she
daughter,
loves it.
she
She
was
was.
delighted by
yeah.
that.
For sure.
But if you don't know about Bramblefest, it's a podcast thing we're doing. 2 days, one night, full day. It's Friday,
It's a day
Saturday.
night, yeah.
It's a day night marathon water fight, and we're gonna be podcasting all day long. We're gonna be doing a lot. We're gonna be watching Chris's in Carolina, and Andrew Walker and Nikki DeLoach will be with us all weekend long.
Going to watch a movie together live aside from Christmas in Carolina. Probably going to watch When Calls the Heart together.
Wow.
Oh my god.
So many fun things.
It's real.
The
guys.
tickets go on sale this Friday, or if you want to get them now to make sure that you get a ticket, go to BravelyJamPlus.com. So many reasons why you should do it, including the secret menu. And yes.
Yeah.
Do you have anything
great.
else?
No, that's all I got, man.
The only reason you wouldn't come is if you hate fun.
That's right. If you hate fun, just skip it.
Stay home. We don't
Skip
want
it.
you bugger.
Thank you. Brian, before we dive in, who are you? I feel like we do need to give everybody some sort of background on who you are and kind of what your deal is and how you are founding.
Aside
us.
from like a best-selling author, of course.
Right.
I didn't want to start with that, so thank you. I'll leave that one out. So yeah, just a friend of the show, friend of the pod. I feel like I live just north of Boston, so I'm in the United States of America. I'm not up in Canada like most of your
God.
Thank
guests.
God.
Yeah. So just I get a good laugh, chuckle out of the show. Weasel my way into the Bramble Jam Plus membership here, the secret level, and get to interact with these guys. And here I am. I made it to the big show.
Wow.
Big show.
Well, it's a big show.
And we didn't even put you on like the signed, sealed, delivered episode
No.
either, Brian. Like this is like Tuesday. This is like the lead-off spot.
It's the big dog show.
This is it.
This is the big dog show of the week.
Big dog show of the week.
show of the week.
We've said it for years. Woof, woof.
All right, guys, are you ready to dive into this one?
Let's do it.
Don't undersell it. I want to know, are you excited to dive into this one?
I'm diving in. I'm
Yeah.
going deep.
In over my head.
Want to be
Caught in the rush?
lost in the flow.
In over my head?
Want to
wanna
go.
The river's deep. The river's
wide.
The river's
Water
water.
is alive.
How's that?
Sink or swim.
Diving in.
Road Trip Romance is the title of this flick. It originally aired on Saturday, May 14th.
It's a callback for two of us.
And it went a little something like this. We're in Denver. Love it. Loving every second of it. We meet Megan. She is getting ready to head to Kansas, Wichita, to be exact, for her sister's wedding. But she has a big meeting first in Denver. But that meeting keeps getting pushed later and later. And when the lady that she's meeting with comes out with the person she was meeting with, we find out that fella's name is Alden. And Alden, she clearly knows him. He owns a company called Novelties R Us. Is that correct, boys?
That sounds right. Sure.
And she owns a company called Fun for All.
Fun for all. Yeah.
So good. She creates what she explains as mechanical toys, no electronics, the old school good boys.
The good stuff.
She believes that kids are turning away from electronics and towards old fashioned toys. And guys, I'm not, that's not a joke. That is what is pitched here to us, the viewing audience. She's trying to get in with this department store, which are also on the up and up. The future is department stores.
Stores and old-timey toys.
So Alden also trying to do the exact same thing. So she walks out of the meeting. She finds out that the Denver airport is closed due to a regional strike of the baggage people.
Yeah, that would get you.
So that happens all the time. So she rents a car, and guess who also needs a car. It's Alden. She agrees because he's also going to Wichita, not for the wedding though, for her his parents' reunion. No, retirement, not
Yeah.
reunion.
Yeah,
I think his parents are. I don't know that what's going on there. So she agrees. She agrees. I think that whenever parents get back together, they should call it a big reunion party. I'm
What do you
pitching
mean
this.
when parents get back together.
Every once in a while you hear like they were married and then they separate and then they got back together.
But is that what's going on in this
I
movie?
don't think so.
So what are you talking about?
I just said it and now I'm thinking about it. A reunion of love.
That's great.
That's a good movie title. Reunion of Love. Guys, give me something. Please help me.
That's good stuff
So
there,
good.
buddy.
Thanks, boys. So she agrees to let him tag along. They immediately start arguing about Debate Club, the Debate Club controversy. You guys know how those things go. We saw it in Sign Seal Delivered just a couple weeks ago. They stop at a convenience store. The car gets stolen while they're inside getting snackies. So he ends up just buying a car straight up. They're driving, and she says, there's traffic up ahead. Let's take this exit. We'll go up there, and then we'll avoid the traffic. All is good. But they get off. She loses cell service, which also loses the map. And he's like, well, you see what you did there? There's a tree in the middle of the road while they're arguing. He swerves, they crash. It's a whole thing. So there's a mechanic that comes to check it out, and he's like, I can fix it, but not today. First, you have to stay in my house for the night. You have to stay in my house. That's the rules. They wake up the next day, and he's like, psych, it's Renaissance Day.
Got him.
So
Got him.
no electricity, no work, no nothing, but all fun. Trust me. So they decide to just embrace the day, unplug, have fun with it, and wear some medieval garb. They compete in competitions. They even dance together. And that night, they lay on some hay, literally, and they talk about how they were trying to make each other jealous throughout the day. Don't know what that's about. Then they admit that they liked each other in high school. It could be those two things are connected. Then they fall asleep. The next day, it's wedding day, and they gotta go, but the car isn't fixed, so they borrow the dude's tow truck. They make it there, but the new maid of honor who has stepped in while she's been delayed, I guess, is jealous. Now that she's back, she's relieved of the maid of honor duties. So she takes her to the wrong church. Then she feels bad about that, so takes it to the right church. That gave us about, an extra 7 minutes of movie, and that's all you need sometimes. Alden, they get her sister gets married. She gives a speech. Everyone's happy. Alden comes to the reception. They decide that they're going to merge businesses. Didn't see it coming. They kiss, they dance, and their car never gets fixed. And that, my friends, was Road Trip Romance.
Oh, man.
Did it?
We did do it, everybody.
Wow.
Let's take a quick break, and we'll come back and we'll break this episode down with
4 seconds.
Thank you, Panda. Be right back here on
Back to Hallmark.
Dadgummit. We say it,
Sock
we
dog.
do it. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Thank the Hallmark. Very excited to be here. We're talking about Road Trip Romance. Panda.
Yeah.
I got to get straight to the hot take. I've been wondering for, at least a day, what your thoughts are on this movie.
Yeah.
Because you love road trip movies.
I love
You
a
love
good
road
road
You
trip
love the
movie.
Renaissance.
You love Renaissance movies.
So let's see how those two loves of yours make for a movie. What are your thoughts on it? What's your hot take, buddy?
I was real excited about this one going into it. Had a lot of high hopes. I'll be honest with you. This movie really tests my love for both road trips and Renaissance. Both. It's a boring movie, guys. It's tough. It's a slog to get through this, mainly because it's light on road trip and heavy on Renaissance.
Oh, it's heavy on Renaissance.
I could not believe
They
how
tried
long
to sprinkle in Renaissance and just dump the whole bag in.
it was somebody made a mistake. They were just like, "What if we just do a couple scenes?" And then it really got we're on day 12 of filming the Renaissance.
Well, what happened is there was 4 other set pieces, and somebody comes in like sweaty, tie loose, and they're like, "You're gonna have to stretch the Renaissance. You're just gonna have to stretch it, man. I don't know what to tell you. It's gonna have to be more More. Whole day. No electronics. Whole day.
Their scenes on Renaissance lasted longer than when I taught on the Renaissance
Yeah,
that one time in
for
world
sure.
history. It was wild. I'm telling you guys, this movie's bad. This movie is just astonishingly bad. It's not even charming. It's just weird. It's just disappointing for me. And I would love to tell you, like, there was something I found like kind of redeemable about this movie. I just wanted it to end. I wanted them to get out of the city. I didn't find the people in the Renaissance city charming. They were irritating to me. This movie just grated on my nerves. There wasn't even the moments that were played for laughs just were irritating to me.
Can you have a city where everyone shuts everything down for 24 hours, even with guests in need of help?
No.
And those people be charming?
No.
Is it possible?
It's not. It's just creepy.
There's no
It's a
horror
horror
that's
movie.
not a horror movie.
That's a horror movie.
Of course.
And this movie, on top of it, it doesn't do comedy well. It doesn't do romance well. It didn't even do horror well. It just did boring well, and it did great. So there you go. That's my.
It did boring well, and it did great. It's a good time every time. Just do it
every time.
Brian, you got to follow that. Good luck. What'd you think, buddy?
Boy. Well, I feel like we got to start off with a moment of silence for the 5 big boats, Clipper, Dinghy, and Cream, and almost second double Clipper that Panda gave this movie in the preview show.
He's not wrong.
That is.
He's not wrong.
He took it to the tape, and the tape don't lie.
All in
I
on road trip romance.
really did see Renaissance coming. To be fair,
Man,
You were worried about the wedding actually taking over.
I was concerned. You're right. I was concerned about the wedding.
they sure weren't. I
They
can
were
promise
not.
you
They
they
said-
weren't worried.
So this one, they had some interesting ideas for this one. A lot of interesting ideas happening. I don't think I need to see adults play. What was that? Duck, Duck, Goose, or musical chairs?
Musical
Maybe
chairs.
I did. I saw my 7-year-old lose his 4th baseball game in a row this weekend, and that wasn't the worst thing I saw.
Tell me, was it four in a weekend or just like fourth overall? Okay.
4th overall. Yeah,
And he played 4 in a weekend. Gosh, get him out of that league right now. 7 years old, don't have time for that. Yeah.
And so the big problem here, though, that I think we're gonna miss. I want to call it out real fast is the labor strike. And instead of just heading to that airport and trying to negotiate terms, they just hit the road right out of town. And I think that's the big problem here. We're all missing it, whistling right past the labor strike.
That's right. Oh well, they're striking.
Just
They'll
okay
be
for
doing
me.
I don't think it'll shock anybody in the
You
room
love
or in the
this.
world
Stop it.
that I love this
I
movie.
knew it
That's
with
so
10 minutes
stupid.
left. I was like, Brand is gonna love this movie.
You
Love
wouldn't
it.
be wrong. I had
After some of the comments in that Natalie Hall interview, it's no surprise. Brand seemed like quite a big fan.
I had a ball with this movie. I thought that it did do comedy well, and it did do Renaissance very well. And if you can do those two things well, you got yourself a brand. And you do have yourself a brand because Brand's a fan, and there's nothing that anybody can say or do to convince me otherwise. This movie is a masterpiece. It's going to be studied for generations to come. And in fact, I think the Renaissance called. They said, congratulations. You knocked it out of the park. Thank you so much for showing everybody what a good time the Renaissance was. So thank you to this movie. Thank you to the filmmakers involved. And thank you to the egg that stayed on the spoon despite all going wrong around him. I loved this movie. Dan.
Lemony Snicket called. You're unfortunate. My only question is that are the filmmakers in on the joke or not? Because it gets to a point in this movie where you're like, they have to be making a bad movie on purpose.
Right.
They have to be making a movie that they are just trying to outdo themselves and how just over the top, unconvincing, unrealistic, unbelievable, couldn't actually happen, wouldn't happen in any universe plotline. It is absurd. If they are in on the joke, props to you. You did it.
You went all in.
You made an utter trash heap of a movie for laughs and you crushed it. If you're not in on the joke, then shame on you for putting me through this. Shame on you for putting Natalie Hall through this, who, in spite of all this, is as charming as ever. She is so charming in every movie she's in, and every movie she's in is just awful. And this is the top.
Making Me Crazy wasn't
Yeah,
awful.
that's the one we always go back to. And if that's the one that is the exception that proves the rule, then you need to look into that a little bit deeper. It's real bad, guys. Just from a quality standpoint and from any sort of plot line that holds up, it's the worst of the year. Now, did I have less fun with the Jen Lilly movie on January 2nd? Absolutely. Did I have less fun with the Weddingville movies? Sure. Because this movie about a mayor who gives people, a tent to sleep in while he steals their car before he murders them is hysterical. It just isn't a movie that's good. At one point in this movie, the mayor thinks that he winks and he blinks like my 5-year-old does. Like that happens in this movie. He's like, he says some dumb like early bird gets the worm, and he's like, and you're like, does he not know how to wink?
He took everyone to tonics.
It is just absurd. I don't know. I can't imagine them halfway through. They're like, man, this really sucks. Should we make it a farce? Should we make it a bad movie? Everybody in bad movie on 3. That's the only thing I can figure because it is inexcusable. And I just was in awe. I texted you guys this. They got to the Renaissance Fair. I thought we were almost done with the movie. I wasn't even halfway. It was 40 minutes in. I was 40 of 83 in. God bless them. I don't know how they did it. And they had 2 like professional leads in this film. And it just, oh boy, was it a mess. Just a disaster, unmitigated disaster. And I knew it. With 5 minutes left, I was like, Brandon Gray is going to love every single second of this. You'd take this over Fit for a Prince, wouldn't you, you monster?
Oh, that's tough. That's tough. That's like asking me to choose between my children. That's tough. Choose. I think I choose my kids over these.
Nicely done.
Thank you. Let's talk about feels. Panda, you feeling it?
I don't, man. The only feel I can think of is when, I'm not going to forget this because it just hurt to watch. It was the cheerleading scene where she is giving, on top of it just being, I think, kind of racist a little bit or uncomfortable. It was just weird. It was just uncomfortable to watch.
What scene is this?
Cheerleading scene.
Oh, where she's giving the speech. And she starts cheerleading at the
I thought it was a rap.
a rap.
Yeah.
Rap cheerleading.
When she says she was going to tar and feather her sister, that portion.
I don't know,
pretty
man.
brutal.
Lemony Snicket called.
Yeah,
that was
Unfortunate.
so
Yes.
unfortunate.
I mean, to be fair, tarring and feathering was something they did in colonial times it was like a loyalist. It wasn't essentially a race thing, and it was closer to the Renaissance than necessary, but it is an act of terrorism. So not great.
Whatever.
Not great.
Either way,
Road trip romance or
not
whatever.
Great. It just was so cringy to watch. Like even aside for a minute, I don't know. It's just I didn't like it. I didn't like that I was subjected to it. I felt sad.
Yeah, I think we all did.
Brian, you got any feels?
Yeah, I'm sorry to bring this down. I had an actual feel.
Brian.
Emotion. I know.
You're
So
fired.
this is when Blair, the bride-to-be, and her mom, who I thought her mom was a pretty believable mom. It didn't feel like she was acting, but they were having their night before the wedding chat where she combed her hair for 2 strokes and put the brush down. And at that point, Blair finally kind of cracked with emotion a little bit, where she finally kind of fessed up that she missed her dad. She wished her dad were going to be there. With all the other stress going on with her sister not being there, she was just kind of like, yeah, figure it out. No big deal. And then she finally kind of showed that something was hitting her and she wished she longed for her dad. And I feel like they did that pretty well. Like they kind of hit that moment pretty right. So that kind of, stuck with me and it stood out.
That's really great, Brian. Thank you.
Thank you.
I loved when the fill-in maid of honor brought her to the wrong church. I liked it on a lot of different levels. I liked it on a, you know what? Good on her. But I also liked it on like, what? But I also really liked it on a, I love that she's like so sweet and nice that she couldn't even do the one thing that she was trying to do correctly, which was make her miss the wedding. She didn't
But
think
how
it through.
how did the sister not know the right church?
Sure. But
She's supposed to be the maid of honor. How do you not know this is her hometown? How does she not know the right church?
you went. There was a church split. It's a whole.
It's a church. It was
so
a schism.
it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I love that. The only thing I wish she would have done is I wish she would have kept it up, and just leaned into being the villain instead of being like, I feel bad about this now. But aside from that, I loved it. And
My feels were a little disappointed that they didn't have a joust at this Renaissance fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where people could have been actually
Or
impaled.
giant turkey leg. No giant
Okay,
turkey
sure.
leg.
Yeah.
Or jousting with giant turkey legs.
Ooh, giant
Oh
turkey
my
leg
God.
jousting. I saw them
Oh
live.
my
Oh
gosh.
They
gosh.
were unbelievable.
Phenomenal.
Dude, just so good. The silly string, though, a bit much.
Yeah. What's
That was my
really
favorite part.
what's wild is they do part of the whole set
Yeah.
completely in the dark.
Yeah, that's right.
Part of the set,
Yeah.
completely light.
House lights on.
Amazing.
It's crazy, man.
It is thematic but classy.
Yeah.
Till the silly string.
Till
You
the
would
silly
say that's
strings.
over the line.
Well, personally, not me, but I can see why some people
Yeah,
might think that.
yeah.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back with the way we went here. Take it to work.
Is Tracy back there doing file work in
Yes.
the break?
Yeah. So anyway, thank you. Good to be here.
It's good to have you, Trace.
You know, I've been listening to a lot of Smartless. They bring me
Smutless?
Smartless.
Is it a show with no smut in it?
I'm not interested. First of all, Smartless, that podcast with
Yeah.
the boys.
Oh, yeah.
They talk about me a lot.
They do.
They bring me up all the time.
That's a different Tracy. That's Tracy in Wisconsin. Sean Hayes' sister, who anytime they explain any Hollywood terms, they explain it to what they're calling Tracy. So they do reference a Tracy.
Well,
and that show has three hosts. One who it has a lot of similarities to our show. Weirdly enough.
okay. Who? I mean, I'm.
I already know who everyone is.
Yeah, I'm trying.
No, he's Sean Hayes.
Really?
Yes,
Oh yeah, because they make fun of.
that's
him.
right. The
Yeah.
weird part is that between
Wait a minute. What?
they make fun of him, but when there's any award, Sean Hayes gets the award. Have you heard that bit at all?
No.
They got nominated for People's Choice. Only one host could get nominated, and so they nominated Sean Hayes. And the other two always give him a hard time about it. It's They make fun of him nonstop, but then he gets all the awards.
So you're Jason Bateman.
But yeah, I have to be because he and I have a lot of similarities. And then you're Will Arnett, which is the only one that doesn't exactly click in. But he has to be Sean Hayes, in my opinion. That's how. Brian, what do you think? You've listened to Smartless.
Yeah, I agree,
Yeah.
and I think that the only unfortunate part is that Panda's dad isn't dead like Sean Hayes'
right.
dad.
Yeah.
And that bit is just a killer.
That
no
bit
pun intended.
crushes every time. It really is funny. I'll tell you after the show.
Okay.
It is darker than this show is, but it's
Okay.
hilarious nonetheless. Yeah.
That's right. Let's do the wait. What Panda? What do you got, buddy? You got a few?
Yeah, just a handful here, guys, because overall airtight.
Thank you.
Yeah. I had to delete 10.
I kid. I have to scroll.
Dude, I deleted 10.
She says kids these days are turning off electronics because the market is oversaturated. And I just want to point out, I know we've referenced this already. It's that ridiculous.
This is why I think they're in on the joke.
And that has got to be a
Come
bit.
on, guys.
Stop it.
No way.
Whatever.
Yeah, you give my kid a toy that doesn't have any electronics or a screen. He's like,
Jeez.
actually, they love those toys, but they're 5. I
Yeah.
mean, like, kids love the screens. I don't know if you know.
If you do a wind-up robot today,
But if given the choice between an iPad and a regular toy, they're probably picking the iPad, right?
Yeah, my kids never get a lot of screen
Yeah.
time, so they're taking the iPad for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. They go to the convenience store right before they get their car stolen, and they get drinks. Now, I just want to point this out. The drinks they pull them from it's not an actual cooler system. It is just drinks in one like an open door thing where there's no door or anything. You just reach up on the shelf and get a drink. That's not going to keep your drinks cold
At all.
at all.
Not even a
Those
little
are
bit.
lukewarm sodas,
Ugh.
and that's
You
upsetting.
know that there are people out there that drink soda lukewarm. Isn't
Yeah,
those people are,
I don't understand.
Oh,
I'm serious.
Yeah, I've met them.
Why would they do
My
that?
father-in-law,
Sometimes
he's from
sensitive
Wisconsin. He's fine with just lukewarm soda.
I don't understand.
I don't get it. If it's not ice cold, I can't drink it.
I don't understand. She says, quote, if I had known you were this gullible in high school, I would have never lost to you. And I don't think that's
how that works.
That's not
at
how
all.
that works.
No.
Why is there such a huge party hall for like 7 people for the bachelorette party?
Dude, she gets up on a stage.
Why is she on a chair for 7 people?
To give a speech with a mic for 7 people.
I don't understand.
Real bad.
And then finally at the Renaissance Festival, they play on repeat the Feast of Stephen and Ding Dong Merrily on High.
Yeah.
Are those the only 2 Renaissance songs?
Yes.
It's also fall time. I'm tossing that out.
Nah.
This was the fall movie that honestly, if this had been a fall movie, it will have won the award for most fall movie of the year.
It's interesting. Someone in the chat says Dr. Pepper's the only one that's good lukewarm.
I could never. I don't know who said that in the chat, but I would just.
That just sounds like indigestion.
I would.
It doesn't go
it just
down.
is like
It's like
syrup.
bubbles.
Yeah,
It's
Dr.
in the
Pepper
chest.
is the thickest.
Yeah, you need some
of the
bite.
colas, right?
You gotta have the bite.
You would agree with that. Dr. Pepper's is a thick
Yes,
beverage.
Yeah,
it is.
syrupy.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
That's very interesting. Brian, what you waiting on? What you wasn't?
So, like you guys had a monstrous list. I'll just keep it to a couple, unless we need to fill some time here. My main one that has stuck with me above all things here is it's about character names, and 2 of the characters that their names were prominent, and they had very similar names.
Yes.
There was a Stella with a gigantic name tag, and then a Della, aka Diabolical Della.
That's right.
I'm just sitting there like, huh? Like I got so confused. I thought they were both Stellas, and come to find out she's a Della. I had to look it up. She's a Della.
She's
obviously
Della.
because she's a Diabolical Della. But I'm like, why?
Stella and Della.
Yeah.
I also heard isn't the dude's name in Corey Severe's name's Alden Brown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One letter from Alton Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like what?
it's got to be a bit.
Dude,
like
this
you're
has
right.
to be a joke. Like the more we're talking about this movie, they had to have
The
known.
Renaissance band is led by a guy named Elvis Presley. It's crazy.
What else you got, Brian?
The last one, I'll stop here. Her nickname in high school was Megatron, and she hated that. Like, I think that's
Come
a great
on.
nickname.
Yeah.
I don't
Perfect.
understand.
Yeah. So
Who's like, don't call me Megatron?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like me telling people not to call me McNasty. I would never do that. It's the perfect nickname, and it sums me up perfectly.
Oh yeah.
I love McDonald's, and I'm nasty. So you mean to tell me that in Seattle, there are 2 retro toy companies?
Who's in Seattle? They're
Both
in
of them.
Denver.
No, they went to Denver for a meeting. They're both from Seattle.
Got it.
That there's 2 companies that specialize in retro toys. Both of them have old briefcases for reasons unknown, and both have bad names. That's all astounding. That's too many things to be a coincidence. I'm not buying it. Musical chairs as a band seems hard. Does it not?
That's
You're
difficult.
a live band. Who is given the cues there? Unless you got somebody in your ears, which goes against the Renaissance. So therefore, I don't know how you do. The live band musical chairs.
You know what helps there?
What's
Is when
that?
the band is never even close to lining up with the music.
Well,
we're
yeah,
hearing.
that'll help.
That's
not in
real
the
bad.
ballpark, not at the dance, not ever.
Listen, I would never be somebody who is harsh on policing. What I would say is this cop should be fired. You can't pull someone over.
You can't do this.
Just as a funny haha. It's not okay to do it. You can't do it. This guy pulls them over, makes them think bad news bears. Now that the Renaissance is over, I'm back to being mean boy, bad boy. And then he comes back and he's like, haha, just kidding. This was a big fun. You can't do that. It's not allowed. And I didn't like it. Dan, what were you going to say?
Terrifying people with a badge and a gun for laughs is always hysterical.
It is.
That's the perfect time for a joke, if you ask me, right? Like now that I've got my badge and gun on, let me scare the living heck out of people. I love it. It's great.
Yeah, I personally.
I mean, for this town though, that makes sense. I mean, that tracks for this town.
Yeah, that's fair. There was just a lot with the egg on the spoon that was just like,
oh my gosh,
wild. Like I couldn't even fathom that it was happening.
Corey Severe made a choice with how he's running.
He did.
I still don't know if it's a bit. I don't. Is
I don't
he
know.
like running cockily? Or
I,
is that how he-
I learned my lesson with Ryan Pavey. You don't make fun of people running.
No.
But he's
Uh,
running. He's doing a bit. He's running like, "Ha ha, I got you!" Right?
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
not his
It's-
standard
yeah.
run.
Yeah.
And then they do a thing where everyone walks by and stay. It was a weird. I
But
don't
then
know.
the egg, his spoon flips off, but the egg stays on the spoon. That's a great bit.
It's
man.
classic. It's a
fun.
classic.
I
It's
mean,
classic.
come on.
I did have down that she doesn't know where her sister's wedding was, which I thought was fantastic. And her speech was bad. Dan?
So there's a lot that we've still left out here on the table. Plenty of meat left on that bone, that turkey leg,
Big
if you
turkey
will.
leg.
But we have to start with the ultimate wait, what maybe for me for the year, which is this. When they land in this godforsaken town in some sort of like time hole, I don't know what town it is. They are in Kansas.
Yeah.
They cross the Kansas
do.
line.
They're at Kansas at the convenience store.
So I just want to back up for a second. The Kansas line, western line of Kansas to Wichita is a 4-hour drive, 4.5 max. They are somewhere closer than 4.5 hours.
Yes.
No one from Corey Severe's family, extended, friends, extended, from Natalie Hall's family, extended, friends, extended. No one can drive 3.5 hours to pick them up. No one.
Yeah. Well, you would.
No one can do that.
No.
You could leave at 6 a.m. and be back before lunch. No one is like, hey, we'll pop over. It's not like they're still in Denver, gang. They are in Kansas.
Kansas, yeah.
They're somewhere in between the line and Wichita. I'm doing them. They may be closer than 3 hours. No one's going to be like, hey, I'll run and pick them up real quick. No, we'll let them sit there. They're not calling. We'll just let them. Renaissance Fair sounds fun.
Well, I think they knew that the Renaissance Day was coming up.
This
and
is
they
a-
didn't wanna-
They knew what they needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's missing the bride's the bridal shower, the everything. She's missing everything.
Well, they had to plan for the wedding. You just can't get away for 6 hours. To go
And their
pick up-
friend can't. There's somebody. No one can in town.
They're not very kind.
Have you seen gas prices?
They're just astronomical. They're crazy. I just couldn't believe no one could pick it up. It goes without saying, adding the 3-letter suffix ETH onto every word does not make you a Renaissance fair. I do think we need to say that. That's not how that would work in any
But
circumstance.
it does get you some Ethereum. Am I right, boys?
Yeah, just please help us. by
Yeah,
you
hell
going
yes.
into-
Doge to
That's
the
right.
moon.
I want to get this straight. This mayor/mechanic who's keeping people hostage in his backyard with tents has collected so many vinyl records that there isn't room for a bed in one of the rooms.
Yeah.
That's a lot of vinyl records.
A lot of
It's a lot
vinyl.
of vinyl.
That's a lot. That's a lot of
It's
vinyl records.
the skinniest of all music.
That's right. And they still made. He
Yeah.
has thousands, clearly thousands. Maybe it's because I'm 38. I'm getting old. I just can't fathom a world where I sleep through the night on top of a bale of hay.
Oh Lord, no!
Can you imagine just getting a full night's sleep?
Next
hate
to
that.
somebody.
Just-
Next to somebody.
Just
If I had my own hay bale, maybe.
no way. No way.
But if I'm sharing a
I'd
hay
be
bale
up
with somebody
1,000
else,
times, it would not work out.
I'm always blown away at the amount of times in movies where someone like falls asleep on someone else. Like, what do we like on someone's like the shoulder? I can't do that. Maybe that's a me problem, but like the way
Yeah.
that people can sleep in movies is
It's
astounding.
unbelievable.
understand it.
I just couldn't. Not only has the mayor not mastered the art of winking, he also gets up to give a speech after the music keeps playing, and they play a clap track, and he gets up and he claps for about 7 seconds after everyone. No one else is clapping, and he's like this for like a long time, like an extended period of time. Like, we've not filled the runtime of this film yet.
Yeah.
What is this guy doing? Why is he up there? I want to get this straight. He says it's going to take at least today to get a serpentine belt for their car. Are they in Amish country? Like every Napa, O'Reilly, every auto parts store would have one of those for virtually every car. Like, this is just astounding to me that this is the thing that can happen. And lastly, at the end of the movie, the two leads kiss and they decide to go into business together, and they decide that possibly the business name is going to be Fun Time Novelties. And I I'd suggest going a different direction. The Funtime Novelty sounds like it could be a store for maybe more adult content.
Yeah.
It sounds like a store that might not be a great store for little toys for children, is all I'm saying.
That's
Like,
fair.
of all the names, that sounds like a toy store that would be like in neon off a dirt road somewhere. And just maybe think of a better one, is all I'm saying. That's all I got.
Yeah. It's time for what the Hallmark Smart Show. We want to come in, baby.
You get it?
Panda.
I want to know the age difference between mom and daughter. Because she seems young. I just want to know a little bit more about that. That's the main one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's what I
Brian.
would say.
Okay.
Good one. Yeah. Nice job, Panda.
Thank you.
Friggin' tough to follow that one, man.
I tell you, good luck, bud.
This has been brought up a couple of times. It's sort of a running theme, but when Alden showed his carnival suitcase the first time, I immediately expected him to walk out of that meeting at the beginning of the movie and hop into a clown car. And then a few scenes later, when him and Megan share the car, they are in a clown car. And at that point, I was like, this movie, they are making a joke. This whole thing has got to be a joke. And so that was my big question all the way through was, are they doing this intentionally? Is this on purpose? Because when that clown car rolled onto that scene,
Yeah.
oh boy.
You guys you ready for my Kevin McAllister?
I'm ready.
Is this a joke?
Oh my gosh, it's terrible.
Give me the bird lady.
Come on.
Is this a joke? Buzz,
You give him
Dad.
like some very weird Boston accent when you do him.
No, he's so good at it.
is this a joke?
I just saw it 6 months ago. He's on point.
Thank you.
Oh, it's bad.
Cousin Lenny.
Just give me your what the Hallmark for the love of everything good and decent.
Hey, do it. Give me one more, Kevin.
Is this a joke?
Do it as McNasty.
Ooh.
Is this a joke?
Oh, I saw that. I heard the difference. I heard
Wow.
it.
It's
Nuanced.
subtle.
Yeah.
I want to know how they're going to split this company. Is it going to be a 50-50 boy?
You mean Funtime Novelties?
Yes, Funtime Novelties. How are they going to split that sucker up? Who's really running it? What's it going to be? And did they ever get their darn car fixed? He bought a car. I hope that he wants to get that thing fixed. And
Did they recover the stolen car? Did they mention that?
I don't know. That's another one.
Yeah,
There's lots of cars.
They steal like something that was really
yes.
valuable to her. Was it not? Like it was like a piece of jewelry that was borrowed that she was going to give to her.
No, the
sister.
shawl. She had the
Yeah.
shawl with her somehow still.
Oh, good.
At the end of the movie, she put the shawl on her.
Brought it into the.
That was one of mine.
Store.
I had two. One of them was like the shawl just reappears somehow. I don't know how it did, but it did. But the other one is this cop who decides I'm going to hunt these people down and threaten them with something, only to put a couple of jugs of the cider into the back of the car. How'd that happen? What part of that? There's a piece of that puzzle we're missing.
Well, Franklin's definitely a serial killer and
Yeah,
probably a really good one.
He is, but he either one of three things happened here. Either he went over to the house with the cider and they said they already left, they're on the way, but you could catch him. So he turned on the siren, he sped ahead to catch him, and then decided I'm going to do a bit. Or he's on the road, sees him pass by, and he goes, well, it's a good thing I brought cider with me today in the police car. I'm going to do a bit.
Yeah.
Or he somehow is tracking them. And decides to do a bit.
Either way, it's a good bit.
It's a
However
bit.
you get to the bit, it's a good
However
bit.
you get there.
And people are
Yeah.
pointing out that the shawl was given to her by Alden.
Brown.
Oh,
Let's see.
yeah. Let's see.
Let's see.
We did it.
We did it.
Wow!
everybody.
Congratulations!
Unbelievable.
Time just sped right by with this
It did.
masterpiece.
Unlike the movie. Yeah.
Wow. It's time for the double decker of the week. Brian, has your story been told?
It has.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What was
Something
your
about emu sweaters or something about sweaters.
So not
Well,
one of
I
our
mean,
better
you-
ones. That's fine.
No, he would know. I mean,
Yeah,
he's the one
it's the
running
deep
business.
dive.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
That business
He
went
could-
under long ago. So.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you pulled up some old school history. That's fine.
Cecilia Ponce. I hope I'm saying Ponce right, and it's not Ponce. Ponce. Cecilia Ponce.
Cecilia has a great new TV show in the works. I'm really excited.
So it's
about
not
it.
out yet.
Not out yet.
In
the
the
works.
works.
Excited,
She's
yeah.
shopping it around. Is anybody interested?
Oh,
Shopping
tons.
around,
Just mega
Mega
hits.
interest.
Yeah. HBO.
Ooh,
real big.
interested.
You-
Wow.
you,
okay.
you, you know a TV network.
Yeah, I
Good
do.
for
Yeah.
you.
Give me another
buddy.
one.
CBCS.
CBCS. Yeah, it's not many people have heard of it, but it's a big deal.
Yeah, it's called Lisa Kudrow Rose.
Lisa Kudrow Rose.
Yep,
I
it's a
don't-
reality show.
Really get what it means.
Well,
Me
yeah,
either.
you would.
I know Lisa Kudrow,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
know what Rose means.
Yeah, she rows in it. All sorts of rowing. It's a big rowing thing.
Like oars.
Yeah, oars. She rows just different boats every different week.
Does she? Okay.
So
she-
last week was also about Friends.
Yeah,
So this is interesting.
it's a multiple.
Why
Friends
wouldn't it
thing.
just be
Hey.
Lisa Kudrow's? Why wouldn't it just be that?
That doesn't make any sense. To me.
Okay.
Actually,
All right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean,
dumb
do
idea.
you have a
on
show
my
that
part.
HBO's interested
No,
in?
I don't.
No.
What about CBCS?
Oh, they're coming. They're coming strong to the table.
So she just rose.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just
There's
her in a
nothing
boat.
else to this.
Does she ever go down rows of things like
Or like
stores,
put her hair in cornrows?
or
Ooh.
or collects
Order some
rows,
salmon roe sushi. I'm just trying here.
or does she just do the boat thing?
Just
No,
the
no.
oars.
I
all
mean,
the time.
there's all sorts of rows. I mean, it's just season one. Season one so far is just boats.
It
Who
hasn't even
knows?
been made
Lot of
yet. What do you
potential.
mean?
What do you mean? It's the full thing's already been made.
Oh, wow.
They've made the whole
They've
season.
made the whole
with-
season.
without funding from a network.
Yeah, you don't
Wow.
need it.
That's unbelievable.
need
It's a passion project.
Cecilia she's passionate about Lisa Kudrow.
So wait,
Rose.
who funded it?
Well, I mean,
Cecilia?
we helped.
Of course we did. Yep, that checks out. There it is.
Is
Yep.
this a joke?
It is not a joke, Trace.
Do you like my Kevin?
Yeah, it was better than Brand's.
You ready?
Yep.
What a hole!
Wow.
That's my Marv.
What a
Harry.
hole.
That's my Harry.
Now Marv. Marv
Marv.
says what a hole. Yeah,
What a hole!
Trace, you're good at that.
you're good.
Thank
at
you.
it. Very good.
Kevin. That was my bird lady.
That's a good bird lady. It's a really good bird lady.
We did it, everybody. Congratulations.
Yeah.
See what you did, you little jerk. All right, that's my
It's a
last one.
buzz.
Last one.
Yeah,
Last
that was a
one.
good buzz. Was
No,
that Frank. Frank?
that's Frank, you
Yeah, my
dummy.
Sorry, wow. Excuse
That
me.
seems overly aggressive.
Is this
Trace.
a joke? We did it, everybody. Brian, thank you so much for joining us. You got anything to promote?
Yeah, this episode, I guess, would be the hottest new thing that I'm doing.
Interesting. I don't know what promoting this after, but I appreciate that
Brad,
you did.
you should
I
get it.
appreciate-
If anybody
yeah.
should get that.
That's right.
You
Yeah,
should get it.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I love it.
We did it, everybody. We're going to be back tomorrow with another goodie. Until then, may we be the first to wish you a
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.